Hello and welcome, this is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more of the Farming Simulator 19 playthrough on Felsbrunn. So I decided to plant this field with soybeans. I already did a couple passes here on the field. Got my tractor nice and shiny for the event by washing it with our pressure washer, as well as the equipment, although we are already a little dirty. So I already did pick up all the straw that was on this field, so if you're seeing a discrepancy in the amount of money I have, that was just by selling the straw. Didn't get a whole lot of money, but I'd say it was probably around 4,000 or 5,000. You could check that yourself by comparing how much we had at the end of the last video. That's not something that I've had the opportunity to look at just yet. But I knew I wasn't going to get a ton of money out of that, especially with the prices of the straw being what they were. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish up this field with the soybeans. I decided on this crop just because we don't have a lot of it on hand. I could have gone with another crop that would have produced straw, but we already have wheat going on the field to my left right now, which we have had another growth stage, so I could fertilize the field, but it'd only be half the field that would really take it. So I think I'm going to wait for another growth stage before I do that. That's kind of where we're at the moment. So as I said, I'm going to go ahead, finish up this field, and we'll be back when I'm all done. Just a couple more passes to go here. And my nice clean equipment has become dirty, but I guess that's a sign of a job well done. And we now have the means to clean the equipment. So I'll try and stay on top of that as much as possible. Make our equipment look nice and tidy. I also sprayed down some of the other vehicles as well. Although oftentimes I've just been doing like progressive spraying down every time I go by that area. So they've been kind of getting cleaned in chunks. So they're probably not perfect, but they're better than they were. But yeah, we're getting to that point where things are well established, and really my goals at this point are to improve. So on the horizon, if we can continue to rake in money like we did today, is to get another field, probably the one to my left, upgrade a harvester, get a better one, because I think that's the one thing that we're kind of lacking. And if I had more fields to work with, I definitely think that would be getting there in importance. Like right now, the harvester we have works fine with what we have, but the more fields we get, I think the more of a problem it's going to be. So we're going to want to upgrade that. And other than that, it would be either upgrading what animals we have or getting new animals and getting everything going that we need to have those animals work out. So that's probably going to be more long-term goal, though. Because no matter what way I think about that, that's going to require at least a little bit more equipment. But the loading wagon may factor into whatever we do there, so at least we're getting there progressively. And that loading wagon will eventually pay itself off. I know it didn't pay very much this time around, but every time we grow one of the crops that produces straw, we can sell the straw. And eventually down the line, if we get animals that need straw, oh, there we go. That's one way to transport, perhaps. Okay, so field's all done. Let me go ahead and turn off the equipment here and drop it off. So we have the fertilizer to do, as well as the crop protection. I think I'm just going to park these. I was putting them in a different bay here, but I think I'm going to park them here because they're going to need regularly sprayed off. As we can see, this equipment gets very dirty very quickly. Which thing am I on right now? I want to be on that piece of equipment so I can disconnect both at once. There we go. Then we'll just turn around and drop off. I guess I could fill up the hopper here. I'm not sure if it lets me with just this equipment. I forget. We'll find out here in a second. I might need to have the other... Oh, there you go. Refill. I think the thing was I can't change what type of seed it is without the seeder being involved. Alright. Go ahead and drop this off, facing the other way. Excellent. Alright. Let's go get... I'm trying to remember, is it full of fertilizer or lime right now? I'm going to guess fertilizer. I already checked the field doesn't need lime. Yeah. 4,000. I hope this holds out. We may run out, but this thing's pretty efficient, so I'm not overly worried about it. Alright, let's see if I can guesstimate where we need to be. Let's say right about here. Maybe a little bit on the conservative side, I'd say. Alright, here we go. That looks okay to me. Let's zoom out a little bit so we can keep track of it. But yeah, you can see the field there. Fortunately, this is the second time this has happened on that field, where half the field has a different growth rate, which is really unfortunate because it kind of throws off your timing of a lot of other things. Like when you're going to harvest, when you're going to do your second stage of fertilizer, all that. So I've been trying to do the thing that was suggested, which is to run on real-time speed to try and prevent it, but so far I don't feel like it's been reliably working. So I'm not really sure how much we can do to avoid it. We're just going to have to deal with it, I guess. I'll keep doing real-time when we're planning and doing all this. I mean, honestly, I think I'm going to do it just so it gives me more time to get the fertilizer and herbicide down before the crops come in, because that makes it more difficult on me, especially for the herbicide passes. Oh, I turned it on a little early there. I really do like this machine. I just wish there was more... And I would have to really look at it, but I don't think there's really many options for lime spreading, which I guess is understandable why a lot of people turn that setting off. Because I feel like all the playthroughs I've done, I'm just using this spreader, and it's a good spreader and everything, but I'm mostly buying it because I kind of have to eventually, because I'm going to need to spread lime. I guess I could lease whatever equipment I'm going to use to spread lime. Looks like I might have lined it up okay to just have this be one more pass. Hopefully. That is the case. I'll have to double check it. Possibility I missed a little bit of a spot. But I think I'm going to just transition over to the herbicide right away, because again, I want to get to this before anything grows in so I can actually see what I'm doing. I could always go over the field with this later. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to leave this right here in case we need to do anything with that. Alright, I think I have the herbicide already loaded in this guy. Yeah, I do. This should be enough for this field. Alright. Guesstimate where we need to line up. But other than that, I don't know. I don't know what else is on my horizon for upgrades. I'm pretty happy with the tractors we have. honestly, this tractor we have right here could be better, and maybe I should have gotten the Mercedes instead of this. I just felt at the time with the Mercedes, the prices base are the same, but I would definitely need to buy upgrades to make this on the level. And unfortunately, that would have made it more expensive, so that's why I made the decision I made. Alright, let's zoom out a bit. So yeah, unfortunately this technique does take more passes and possibly more time to do. And I do have the inconvenience of my one field being really close to this field, so I have to be kind of careful with my turnarounds. But yeah, not having crops in makes this a lot easier. I haven't checked on my other field to see if there's any places I need to touch up, because unfortunately I got to that field late, so there's a possibility I missed some spots. We'll know now because the weeds should have grown in by this point. I guess I could take a peek at that here in a second. But I feel like oftentimes it's kind of a shot in the dark. You either be really overly conservative or you just kind of make your best guess on where you have covered. So let's just check. Where are we at? Oh, I need to... Yeah, so there is a little bit of weeds that I missed, it looks like. It looks like one strip, so I misjudged one area. Looks like I got the fertilizer for the most part, except for one corner, perhaps, on field 19. So that's not hard to fix at all. But anyway, let's just keep doing this while we got the opportunity. So I'll probably touch that up. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to finish off the rest of this field here off camera. And I'll be back when I'm done with that, and then we'll touch up the other field so there's no weeds. Because weeds are a significant penalty. If I remember correctly, it's 20% off your yield, so we definitely want to get rid of those. Okay, we're almost done here. I'll do this last pass or two, and then we'll go clean up that other field. Hopefully we'll be able to see the weeds. Be able to figure out where I need to pass. Do it. I think I turned it on a little late. I just want to make sure that we got that bit there. Alright, excellent. So I was able to get this field done before anything popped up, which is great. Makes it a lot easier on me to see where I need to go. And also hit up that one corner just to make sure I got fertilizer. Okay, that should do it. Let's go figure out where we need to go. I think I can get there without having to fold things up, but who knows with this hill. Alright, I'm going to do a combination of looking visually with my eyes, but also looking on the map to see if we can figure out where we need to be. It looks like it should be, yeah, I'm digging into the hill here, but I'm just going to let it go. Okay. It should be off to our left somewhere. I'm trying to see if I can see the weeds. I'm just not seeing them. Alright, well, we're bound to hit it, I think, if we're about here. So let's just give it a go and see if it works. I'll see if I see any black plants show up. I didn't really see anything. It might be such a narrow area. Yeah, it looks like we got it. Now there's also a little tiny spot off to this one side over here. I'll go ahead and hit that. Let's see. Where do we think it would be? Looks like it's about here somewhere. And go. Okay, hopefully that took care of it. Oh, okay, there's a little bit of a strip I missed. Yeah, it's unfortunate sometimes. the way the map is, it's hard to figure out exactly where you are when your marker's over top stuff. So let's just start going here. Oh, I think I see it actually. So we started a little early. Yeah, there we go. That should do it. So that was like super overkill, but hey, we got it. At least we should have at this point. Okay. Pull this back up. I kind of hate having to do that because I feel like it wastes a lot of resources, but it is what it is. Alright, let's see if we can suck up the rest of this so that just one... Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's hit that last bit of fertilizer. And I think we're pretty much done for today, other than waiting for the next growth stage, which I have no idea when that's going to happen. It is getting dark. It's too early to go to bed, though, so... We'll see. There's just going to be this little corner up here. I'll go ahead and hit it now. Alright. If it's still showing... Well, that's interesting. Gave me the second stage of fertilizer on our field. I don't think it's supposed to do that. Huh. Oh well. No, I expect that on the other field. But not here. Oh well, I'm not gonna do another thing because I'm not sure if that's gonna take or not. Everything I understand about this game is you have to hit these fertilizer points at set points, but I don't know, it doesn't seem like the game has necessarily behaved that way for me, so... Unless that's something that's changed over time. Alright, so looking good. We just have to do the other pass of fertilizer on 20 when we get growth stages where we want them to be, but right now they're not there. I guess I can do a little bit of cleanup here. So last time I used a pressure washer, there was a bug, and it was just going without me pressing a button. You're supposed to have to hit the B button to actually get it to spray. So that's how it's supposed to operate. I don't know why we had that issue, but since I quit and reloaded, it's been working as intended every time I've used it, so that's good to see. I guess I could take a peek at contracts and things, see if there's anything for us to do that wouldn't take a lot of time. I did note that a couple of the fields across the street are ready to harvest, but that doesn't mean that they necessarily have contracts for them. Alright, well, we clean that bit of equipment. I guess I could bring my tractor over as well. So let's take a peek at that. Okay, so harvesting field 2. That's going to be a bigger field, and it's potatoes, so no. Field 12. Barley. Again, this is a bigger field. Where are we looking at? Field 12. Okay, that'd be that one up there. Okay, I'm not sure about that one. Harvesting field 8. Okay. Harvesting field 1. So 1 and 8 is all that's left. Otherwise. So 8's all the way over to the west there, all along the coast. 1 I would imagine is quite far away. Yeah, it's all the way up there, so no thanks. So it looks like more or less I'm done with what contracts I want to do. It's kind of a shame that we're not really getting the fields that are close to us with harvest contracts. I have yet to get one. So canola, oats, and barley, I mean, that's all stuff that I would want to harvest, but That is what it is. Let's go ahead and clean the tractor here. Probably doesn't need much, but so yeah, I think the day is pretty much over for me, so I'm gonna go ahead, before I forget, let's pay off $10,000 on our loan. I'm pretty sure I can afford to do that. Yeah, I didn't really need much. Let's go under finances and repay once, twice. Now today we had our first profit. Well, no, that's not true. Yesterday we had a profit as well. Yeah. Okay. So we're now down to 210,000 for our loan, which is good. We're chipping away at it. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, I'm not really ready to go to bed yet, but I think what we're going to do is I'm going to keep an eye on our field 20 here. I'm probably literally going to stand next to it, and we're going to put it on the fastest speed we can until it gets to a time when I would want to go to bed here. So you see the nice pretty clouds go. I guess we can check on our chickens while we're here as well. Do they need cleaned up after? I only have 4 packages. I should check to see how many chickens I actually have. I do need a little cleaning up after. I guess we could slow down time and do that. I'll go to 5 times. That should be sufficient. But yeah, until I get that next stage of growth, I'm, you know, don't really have anything to do. And we may just end up going to bed here. But I'll go ahead and clean up after the chickens before we do that. How many chickens do we have before I do anything here? So we have 73. We're getting closer and closer to a period where I'm going to start thinking about selling chickens. I might wait until we're up into the 90s, but we're not going to get a lot of money out of that, which is why I'm probably going to hold off until the very end. You know, I wonder if there's a trick we can do here, because we do need a little bit more food in for our chickens. Whoops, didn't mean to knock into the pallet fork there. Try and clean that up a little bit later. I want to see if we can do something, because I'm pretty sure you can haul stuff with the bucket. But I want to check, because it's not something I've actually tried. See if I can do something. Okay, so that's picked up. Okay, dump it back out. Alright. This is kind of a funny thing to do, but I'm going to do it and just to see if it works. So I could do this with my trailer, but in theory... Aha! I'm going to use the barley because we have a ton of it. The downside I have of doing this, I'm not going to know when to stop. Oh, okay, it automatically stopped for me. Okay, that's good. So that should have topped off our... Wait, it didn't top them off? Oh, maybe I did that. Okay. I'll give them a little bit of food. There we go. Yeah, I never tried that, but I figured it would work. Alright, drop that off. I'm gonna try and fix the pallet fork here, so it's not weird. There. Alright, drop off a front loader. Alright, I'd say I'm pretty happy with where we're at the moment. Just put our equipment away. Give it a little bit of a wash. Yeah, here's hoping that tomorrow will bring in more profit with good prices. I should, I guess, check the prices before we go to bed just to see if there's something we're overlooking. Can't really see what I'm doing right now. But we'll give it down, a little bit of a hose down. Alright, that's probably good enough. Alright, we'll park this. Now, I definitely know I need to get more liquid fertilizer. And I guess I could just go get that. I mean, because honestly, I know I'm going to need it, but... we'll save that for tomorrow, I guess. I think we're more or less good to go for the next day. So, again, I'm just going to fast forward time here as we stare at our field. I want to go to bed at 10 o'clock, and we're not quite there yet, so I skipped ahead a bit so that we're at time for me to go to bed. Let's just double check the field. Yeah, it still hasn't gone to its next stage of growth. We should only get one growth tick when I go to bed, so we'll be fine for that. So let me go ahead and do so. Okay. Let's sleep for 8 hours. Okay. Got a little bit of sunlight. Don't have to do things too much in the dark. We still haven't had a growth tick, interestingly enough. Although other fields have. So, yeah, we still have time. So, let's go ahead and check prices and things. So, let's see if any of them are good. Wheat, I'm just already, I can tell that's not any good. Barley also, 662 being the highest price. That's above average, but not great. Oh, look at this. Oats might be a good price. Let's cross-reference that. Yeah, so the 1336, that's actually a really good price. So Port Northwest for that, which should be this guy up here. Yeah. All right, let's, oh. Well, that happened. So we didn't get our second step of fertilizer. We just got 2 growth ticks at once. I hate when that stuff happens. Well, there's nothing I can do about that now. We're just going to miss out on yield. I find that really annoying. It happens, but I should have only had 1 growth tick happen, and I got 2 back to back. So I'm going to try and salvage this situation. Our one field, though, is at a point where we could fertilize it, so I've got a couple different things going for that. I do know I have to buy some fertilizer, so I'm just going to go ahead and do so right now. That's not the first time that's happened to me. I just find it really annoying when it does happen. Let's try and consolidate here. Well, I guess it's conceivable we would have had 2 growth ticks, depending on how the timing went. But I was kind of hoping that it wouldn't happen. I just find it odd that it took so much time for it to happen. I just didn't know when the next one was going to happen. I could have had to have stayed up until midnight for it to happen. So I'm going to fertilize the other part of the field. that hasn't gotten to the harvesting stage yet, or at least I'm going to do that on some of it. Maybe one pass. That was a bad call on my side. Thankfully, it's our smaller field, so we're not going to pay for it as much. But I just hate, whenever there is a growth thing on half the field like this, I oftentimes have this happen where I try and wait, and then one side of the field gets ready to harvest, and it just kind of screws everything up. Alright, so if we peek at things here, we got a little bit of fertilizer on one part of our field, and I guess the part on field 19 did take. That's really weird to me, though. Because everything I've been told, and this could be false information, or old information, is that you had to do the fertilizer at set stages. Well, clearly that's not true. At least not in this case. Alright. Go ahead and start here. I'm a little over one side, but that's okay. Probably only going to be able to pull off 2 passes here. There's no point in doing passes on the ready for harvest, because we didn't get it during the growing stage, so it doesn't really count. I'm still going to wait. I missed a little bit of a spot there because I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at my other field. Honestly, I'm not sure I'm going to care because at this point we've already screwed up. I hit the fold button, but I guess it didn't take it. This is my best guess of where I need to be, so we'll just go with it. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to do another pass here, even though I do have a little strip of ground I can do. I don't think I did a very good job here with the fertilizer passes, honestly, on this field. Let's see how bad of a job I did. Yeah, I thought I missed a spot there, but again, I'm not going to worry about it. We've already kind of screwed up on this field. Let's just move over to our other field and make this one count. I also want to hurry up here because I don't know how long that oat price is going to hold. So I do want to address that if I can. But in any case, I'm going to go ahead and put a cut here. Alright, I realize this video has gone on long enough, so I did finish the fertilizer passes on this field. But we're going to go ahead and wrap up here. I'm a little bummed out that this field didn't work out. I made a bad judgment call. I was hoping that we would go to bed and only have 1 growth tick, and we had 2. Which, thinking about it, is technically conceivable, but unlikely. But it is what it is, so we gotta live with it. In any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.